What's up, guys? Saturday night here. Did some cooking for the first time in a while. Climbing session earlier today. A lot of the gym has been replaced with some V3s that are pretty challenging. So I'll be projecting some stuff that's really going to challenge me over the next probably 4 to 6 weeks, really. And hopefully they keep introducing new climbs like this as well. Part of my approach, given the fact that some of these climbs I can barely even start, is to focus in on a little bit of targeted strength and also really working on weighted technique of my feet, body position, incorporating some more twisting. So making sure that it's not all pulling and just trying to use strength to overpower the climbs, and understanding what technique is really going to make things easier. So I've gone back to V2s and really started working through them statically, so without a lot of dynamic movement, and making sure that I'm moving from a very stable position and really transitioning my weight and leveraging good technique, I believe. And I'll probably incorporate some exercises like silent feet. There's a 3-tap touch feet drill with there's a 3-tap touch foot drill. I don't know the best way to say that. That's probably not it. 3-tap touch drill. But ultimately just really leveraging and understanding and improving in my footwork, and really leveraging or really trying to improve relative to body positioning, so that way that my grip doesn't take such a beating. I can't imagine that I'm really stalling out significantly from a grip standpoint, and I really need to be putting in a lot of reps in probably some more challenging climbs, or putting in a lot of reps in a much more challenging fashion. Instead of just burning through the climbs, or I guess sending them as quickly as I can, really focusing in and dialing in technique, and hopefully improve as a climber to the point that some of these V3s start to come a little bit more naturally. A lot of balance stuff in there, a lot less toe strength. So like toe strength has really got me recently in the competition. So right before I started this vlog, I was in competition, and every week they would put up climbs, and typically speaking, the weak spot that I had would be in very small footholds in which a lot of pressure would be put through my toes. So ultimately, I think on all of these challenging climbs that I can't really do that well right now is just identifying and understanding really what that weakness is and attacking it, and identifying and understanding really where it is that I'm falling and the problem. So this is a general tip for bouldering, is I think they call them boulder problems for a reason, right? Because you're trying to solve them. So when you go through a boulder and you fall off or you can't make a move, you just have to start coming up with solutions, right? Coming up with hypotheses like, what if I try this? What if I do this? What if I try this? What if I try this? I think a lot of your initial improvement can come, or even just long-term, from watching other climbers climb, preferably climbers better than you, climbing with better climbers if you can, have the opportunity, make friends, or really just try to connect with the other climbers in your gym or in your community. And that's something that I'm still working on, only a couple months in, really. I can't remember how many months I'm in. So December, January, February, March. So I'm about 3.5 months in. So I should feel probably pretty good about where I'm at, but right now is going to be a challenging part, I think, because I'm getting into the difficult stuff. I'm getting into stuff that I can't just go do. Like, I had a very strong period there where I could just go in and do V2s, which isn't a high grade, but when I would go in with new climbs, I could just flash them pretty easily. So I think I improved past that point pretty quickly. Struggling with a little bit of a neck strain. I think I slept a little wrong. So ultimately, that's what I'm going to be focusing in on. I'm pretty excited about it. A lot of the climbs that are going up are very interesting. I feel. So the route setting is pretty fantastic, and I think it's going to be a good couple weeks, good next couple month and a half to add on to the 3.5 months that I got already. Another thing from a mindset, or transitioning into a mindset discussion, is I've been taking some pretty distinct and focused time on the weekends to try to collect some experiences that I'm 100% present in. And there's a couple ways that I've been doing this. I've been going on pretty extended walks, usually about 4 to 6 miles throughout a lot of the area around downtown Greenville and up the Swamp Rabbit Trail. Very awesome little trail that goes right from downtown up through another awesome little section. And this gives basically a great place to kind of go enjoy the outdoors a little bit, get some steps in, and focus on being in the moment. Identifying some of the coffee shops around, sitting and having coffee in those, and just really taking time to feel the day pass by, feel time. I'm very focused always on the next thing that I'm going to do, and I think it takes me out of the present moment a lot. And so experiencing the present and fully experiencing moments is something I think I struggle with. And I've wanted to improve that because I think life feels a little bit differently when you take your time. You eliminate distractions and you're fully present in the moment. For me, when I am successful at that, it makes life feel a lot different. And while I feel like I'm working through a lot of different achievements, professionally and personally, with work and with training and with races, and all the things that I can recognize myself for and understand that I am improving and getting better at, like that's all driving somewhere, right? And I never take a moment to just experience where I'm at. So it's very intentional. I think that I have historically probably focused way more on the future than anything. Like if you have past, present, future, right? I want to put a lot more focus on the present moment. I want to understand and incorporate more Stoic principles into my life. I think that I align very well with them, and the ones that I have aligned with or have started to implement, started to practice, started to work on, I think they've really provided me with a lot of clarity and an improved outlook and just improved mood. Primarily, the circle of control. Like I always tell people that, and I think that I used to think that I was pretty good at managing just the fact that I can control myself and can't control anything else. But I've really been hammering that lesson home in particular. And if it's outside your control, then it shouldn't get any energy. And so coupling that with the idea of like who I want to be and the actions that would drive being that person, coupled with what I can control, which is me, I think I've made some really good decisions the past couple weeks. And I've been able to maneuver through very difficult situations, or what could be very difficult situations, and I think I've been maneuvering through them very well. I think the other aspect is I have a very strong control of my emotions. I would say almost too much sometimes, where I don't allow myself to feel things. That's something I'm working on as well. Because robbing myself of those emotions in the moment, because that's what I would tell you is for me personally, like I will definitely feel those emotions eventually. They don't go anywhere. Same thing with your problems. If you don't solve them, they don't go anywhere. Same thing with your frustrations, aka problems, right? Those won't go anywhere if you do not take action on them. So taking action is also really good. Tomorrow I'll actually demonstrate one of the books that I've been reading that I think is fantastic to get into the idea of Stoic principles. It is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, but I will show the book tomorrow. And in general, multiple social media sites, you could follow accounts that have Stoicism in them. I highly recommend it. I think the principles of it and the virtues within it are very helpful to living a little bit more enjoyable life. I think that it helps you extract more out of life. So I think that's what I got for tonight. Thank you guys. You guys be safe.